MA with EDCQ.
And I'm Rich, True Budget EDC and prepping.
So yeah, we like EDC stuff. We like all kinds of cool gadgets and gear and fun stuff. Before we get going with the topic today, Rich, do you wanna show them the pouch you were just showing me, or is that a secret for an
Oh
upcoming
no,
video?
this is a Meritech pouch, Latitude. I got hooked up with it. I watched Jake from Uncommon EDC's video, and it's $14.95 unless you're on GovX, and then there's a 20% discount for military first responders. I didn't know that until after, but either way, I got the discount. You give Jake, you use his link, he gets a little kickback, so that's cool too. Either way, whatever. But it's X Pack. Secret, it's mystery X Pack. I looked it up. I think it's VX03 ripstop. So it's cool. It's a different kind of X Pack than I have. I have like every other one except for this one. Well, the popular ones. I mean, you know what I mean. So, but it's pretty cool pouch. It's got the 2 slots. You could fit a flat flashlight in there. If you got Trustfire Mini X. What is the name of this thing? I forgot already. Mini X3. The Mini X3.
Mini X3, yeah.
Yeah, that'll fit there. Then I got a full-size pen with the Everyman Grafton pen, and then it's got the loop panel and everything, and it's like you can see it's X-Pack. It's got that ripstop pattern, so it says that it has a greater tear resistance with the ripstop nylon, so that's cool.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't doubt that at all. And
But if you just get this
we
regular, it's $14.95 on their website, and with shipping and everything, I think it was like $20 and some change.
20 bucks,
Yeah,
yeah,
20 bucks.
which is a bargain.
Yeah, yeah.
And we love pouches. If you haven't checked it out, our live from last week was all about pouches. Our three kind of like three loadouts for pouches. And that was a fun one to do. I like pouches, and with pouches, you see a lot of gear in it. Like it's not just a pouch video, you're seeing knives, flashlights, tanks, whatever it is we carry, which is cool.
Right, yeah, you can put a lot of stuff. And this has got the zipper. You can either use it as a wallet or as a dump pocket or whatever. You put a bunch of stuff in there. I don't got that
Great
much
way
in
to
there.
organize your gear.
Yeah, that's the way you got everything in one place instead of banging around your pockets or whatever. It's a bit big in your pocket. I have jeans on, and it does fit in my front pocket, and it feels bulky. But once you're like moving around, I drove all the way like 45 minutes to drop my kids off, and it was in my pocket, and it didn't even bother me really. So, and you can barely
That's
see it. I mean, unless people are like staring at you, then that's weird. Like, you know what I mean? So
I mean,
I also have this. I just did a video on this. This is a Y Ship Matrix EDC wallet. It's actually it says nylon, but I've become like really good at knowing materials because all the bags and stuff that I have. And I was looking at this, I'm like, this is ballistic nylon because it's 1680D, and that's normally what the denier is. And I have that alpaca elements, and I have like the Maxpedition. I have a lot of like ballistic nylon, and that's ballistic nylon and YKK Aqua Guard for $9.90.
that's insane.
It's crazy. And it's super thin. And I have like not a ton of stuff in here, but I mean, I got like 6 cards, a dude wipe, some band-aids. I got an SD in there, and $50, and it fits.
That's
And I got
awesome.
lots. There's a lot more room too.
You just did a video on that as well, which
Yeah,
I
yeah,
need to check out.
yeah.
I like how nowadays wallets are turning into like EDC kits. Like
Yeah.
some people still have a wallet and a wallet is just a wallet. Like the Ridge wallet's popular. With that, you're not carrying other gear or like a tray
Right.
bags. But you get like the pouch wallets, like both of what you've just shown. And now your wallet can contain, cards, cash, wallet
Yeah.
stuff, but band-aids, wipes, um, small Swiss Army knife, a standard Swiss Army knife, Leatherman style PS or CS, whatever you want to use. Like you could actually have gear to be prepared, a small keychain light. Like I think that's cool.
Yeah, and it's not hard to get your cards out of either. I don't. It's annoying because I deliver medications to people, and I have to always get my ID out. But this is like you just open it up and it'll fold back, and you can it's easy out, easy in. It's not a problem actually. It's really simple. Some of them
That's
are really
cool.
tight to get your stuff in and out. If you only put like a certain amount of cards in here, it's really easy. It says you can fit 20 cards in here, 20 cash. 20 cash is like 20 bills I'm taking. I don't know. 20 I don't know what that means.
That's funny.
Like,
All right. So today we are talking about knives. So I asked Rich if he wanted to do our three favorite knives. So it doesn't have to be in the correct order, like one, two, three, or whatever, but like give me one of your favorite knives. Hey,
um,
Kathleen, how's it going?
one of my favorite knives is discontinued, but it's the A.G. Russell Lockback Rancher. And it's like not in super material. It's like HCR. And oh man, I think they said this was Rucarda, um, and it's just his take on the sodbuster. And I like the way the blade is because I like the sodbuster. It's like my favorite traditional knife, and it's got a French nail neck they call it that, but it's a fuller, and it's a good knife. It's 6 3/4. It's not huge or anything. It's got that rollover deep carry pocket clip, super light, and yeah, this is like an awesome knife. I don't know. It's too bad they discontinued it because there's no secondary market for A.G. Russell knives. Like once it's gone, poof, it vanishes. Like
That's it.
there's a lifetime warranty on it, kind of like Essie. If you do something to it 20 years from now, you don't want it, you can send it back. They'll give you one of equal value. So you just have to save the packaging, the invoice. That's it. And I got all of that, so I saved it.
That's
But I've had it for a
awesome.
long time. I had this for a really long time, and it's all that stuff saved in a tote, put away. So
And what kind of price range are you talking about?
this was $70, and at the time, that's not bad. I mean, it is for
No.
HCR. It's HCR. But you're paying for the name. You know what I mean? But he
Yeah,
has other knives that he makes. I was gonna get oh man, it's a trapper, a sow belly trapper, but I ended up getting a very good knife company knife instead. So, but I still want to get that. But it's a
that's
cool knife. I
awesome.
like it. It's a traditional lockback tail lock. It's way back here, so it's cool.
So I think the first knife I'm gonna show is the SOG Terminus XR, and this is one of only a few knives that I have multiples of because I just don't buy multiples of the same knife. I'd rather have something different, but I like this enough. I have several different variations. It's a flipper as well as it's got a thumb stud and a back. You can back flip it, and it has the slide lock, which you can actuate it that way, and it's smooth. I think it's right around 30 bucks, which
Wow.
is an insane price, and, comes in different colors, and then you can get, like SOG has their what I call their bougie line, and it has, like, thin carbon fiber, scales, and then you have, like, a gold-colored blade,
Oh, I saw
and,
that
like,
one. I saw that.
they even did that in this. So they do several of their knives in that bougie version, and
Mhm.
they do have a Terminus XR. It's just nice, like, it's a nice shape, it's a nice size, fits really well in hand, you see the knife extending, and one of my favorite things on a knife is deep carry, and that is extremely deep carry. So, 30 bucks, it's always gonna be on any list I make just because it's freaking awesome. So,
Yeah,
SOG Terminus XR.
that's awesome.
Alright, so what you got next?
I don't know. Um, James Brand Carter. I love this knife. Um,
Yes.
this knife is I don't know, man. It's VG10. I like VG10. It's my favorite steel, but I like the drop point blade is like great, and it's a 6.5. Six is a 6.5 inch knife, and it fits in my hand. Like James Brand does this wicked ergonomic magic. Like it doesn't have jimping, but it's got this thumb disc that your thumb fits in, and somehow this knife fits in my hand like perfectly, and it's only 6.5 inches long. Like I'm
That's
like
insane.
I'm still trying to figure it out. It's got the crossbar lock. I think they call it ambidextrous lock. I'm not sure. But it's
Yeah.
got this sick deep carry pocket clip that rolls over as well. Um, and this is contoured G10. They like took the lock and milled it out, so there's like a milled out cover on top of it, and it works fine. I mean, it just closes right up. If you hold it like straight like that, it'll just fold itself back up into itself usually. So it's awesome. I mean, it's $150 though, but you know what I mean. For VG10, people have a heart attack like $150. I seen a D2 knives for 250. Believe me. So
You ain't kidding.
there's knives out there for ridiculous price. You're not James Brand guy, the owner, Kuchar, Ryan Kuchar. He said that they're not a knife company; they're a design company, and that's what they did. They designed minimal knives, and this is awesome minimalist knife, and like it's super ergonomic. And there's like very few companies that make knives that are 6.5 inches long that fit in my hand. That's crazy.
That's so, there are 2 knives that I almost included in my list that I removed because I was fairly certain you were.
Oh
The
yeah,
Carter was one. I had the Carter out, and I was like, "I'll get to talk about it. Rich will have that one."
I carried this for like 2 months one time. At one point, like seriously, I was like, I had to put it in my case because I would have never stopped carrying it. But I
It's an awesome knife.
I put it back on my table now, so it's good. It's I mean, like I said, a lot of people are like, "Oh, James Brand, they're bougie and they're a hipster brand and whatever, dude." You know what I'm saying? I whatever. It's a good
So
company. What do you use your knives for? For everything,
yeah, I was gonna let you yeah.
cutting food, opening packages, whatever, dude. I mean, cutting whatever I have to cut, I guess. Mostly food, though, honestly. I mean, because
Yeah.
what do you really do with your knives mostly? Um,
I would say a lot of people carry knives. Like, I bet there are a ton of people in the EDC world who carry a knife to carry a knife. There are probably some who use it only for like Amazon packages,
yeah,
but we're not those people. I used a knife that I will show in just a second to make peanut butter sandwiches over the weekend. Like, if I need a knife, I'm using my knife in my pocket. I'm not
yeah.
going to the drawer to grab a knife. It's
Like
like
I've
I
been
literally was spreading PB&J with my knife.
Like I've been to restaurants and they like more than once, like multiple times. They give you those crappy serrated steak knives, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm not. I'm gonna just grab one. Well, usually I have a belt knife, so I carry like the I just got this is the Very Good Knife Company Adventure. So I bought this. This is from the Very Good Knife Company. It's handmade in Georgia. This is like 148, about 150, but it's ADCRV2. It's carbon steel with some chromium and vanadium, but micarta. It's sick. And I wouldn't have. I've been using. It's all scratched up already. I just got it. Like you know what I'm saying? Seriously, I've been
It's
one
been
day.
used.
I like this knife so much that I was literally not carrying a pocket knife, which is weird. I carried. I had an SAK, and I was just basically using this as my EDC knife, which I never, ever do for like with fit. Usually, I put this like fixed blade on my belt, and that's it. It just stays there as like a backup. You know what I mean? But I was
Now,
using it as my
what's
primary.
what's the width of the handle? It looks like it's kind of a chunky boy.
Oh, this is yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
that's got a
like
little
it
depth
is. It
to it.
says when you go to his website, it says that it's hefty, and it is.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like ridiculous, out of control. It's like about 7.5 inches. It's not huge, a huge knife, but it's decent. I mean, you got 6 point. What is it? 6.5 ounces, I think it says.
Okay, so that's not too bad.
No, it's not bad. It's probably I don't know. It's it's probably an inch. It's got to be
Yeah.
about an inch. It's my Carta too, so that's why it's so heavy because my Carta weighs a little bit. You know what I mean? So
Well, and
and it's a decent blade. Um, it's got like good grind lines. I mean,
yeah,
there's his logo right there. So it's sick.
150 bucks for an American-made knife, though.
Yeah, he makes
That's
them in Georgia,
incredible.
and he does drops. So he's one guy making the knives on his own. So he doesn't have a crew of people. He's not pumping out assembly line knives. He makes them himself. He's got his own videos. It shows the whole process, like 5 videos of how he makes the knives and the sheath, and he goes from a blank to this. So he's making the whole
That's
knife.
incredible.
So and for one hundred
I
fifty
might have
dollars,
to
like
check that out.
yeah, the dude's he's got other ones. I mean, you gotta wait for a drop. I just happened to like Tim School of Fish has a lot of his stuff on there. And I talked to Tim, and Tim was playing like middleman, and I was talking to the owner of a Very Good Knife. I think his name is Jacob. I keep forgetting. I should remember that because of Jake. But yeah, he said he had a couple drops coming up, and I was gonna get in on the Saturday drop and skip the Wednesday one. But I was like, nah, I gotta get it, bro. And they sell out. They sell out. So
That's awesome. So I was actually camping this weekend, and that was where I didn't bring anything else. I had a couple knives on me, and so this knife right here is what I was making PB&Js with. So yeah, I do like camping. I'm outdoors. I don't really do hunting, not my jam, but fishing. So
do
this will be
fishing
the
and
knife
stuff.
I
Yeah.
talk about second. This is the Exodus Adventure Craft. So it's small, very thin, fixed blade, and it's just awesome. It works well, fits insanely good in my hand, and no one like bats an eye at me when this knife is used for anything. And I love it. Like it's super ergonomic
Mhm.
and, I actually bought some scales this weekend, so I'm gonna trade out these scales for some other ones, that have, like, a topo map of,
Oh, that's
like,
cool.
Mammoth Park or something, I don't know. But it'll be cool and fun and funky and give it a little something from this, like, tactical black on black on black on black. So,
Mhm.
it'll be a nice change, but yeah, fixed blades, we like fixed blades here, both Rich and I do. Something about having a fixed blade, the utility of it, the function of it, the feel. I think for us, it's a lot on feel and practicality. Like, we don't
Like
care what
I
people
just
think.
yeah, because then you could carry anything in your pocket. Like you can carry an SAK, so you could have a smaller knife like a anything. You could have a small traditional knife, and if you encounter something larger you need to cut, you don't have to worry about it because you got a fixed blade. You got that. Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean. And so it's just good that I've been carrying like a belt knife for like 10 years. Like seriously, whether it's a folder or a fixed. But I just started doing the fixed because I wanted to see how it was, and I got the Essie Azula too. and that's an awesome knife. And then I was like, let me try a bigger one. So then I got this this very good knife company, Adventure, and I'm gonna keep using this one. So I like this one. This
That's
one's
awesome.
good, and I like carbon steel too. So and they're both carbon. That's 1095, and this is 80 CRV. So
That's cool. You guys out there watching us and hanging out, what's your favorite knife? Let us know below. We'll read those out. If we've used them, we'll give our little comments on what we think of those. But yeah, let us know what y'all are carrying. All right, so have you done 3 knives or was the fixed blade a
uh,
bonus?
oh, I just
The
pulled that
fixed
out. Yeah,
blade was a bonus, yeah.
yeah,
All right,
that's
so
just
what's your
um.
3rd knife?
Oh man, the whole Deca. I love the Deca. I don't know.
Yes.
The Deca is like, it's super light because it's a lot of people complain about that. They don't like that it's so light, and it is light. It's better than the Bug Out though. As far it doesn't feel cheap. I mean, it feels pretty sturdy and good. Um, Interesting people, which is rich. So
Thank
thanks a lot.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
but
you.
this is in Magna Cut, and when I got it, I got a first responder discount. I paid $114 for this, right? And this now is like 150, but it's still worth like 150. It's got the able lock that they have, and it's like it came drop shutty. I had to tighten it back up because it was starting to get blade play, but I did, and I got nothing going on now. So, and it's minimal. It's black on silver. It's got great stonewash. I love that. And at first, I didn't like the blade. I don't know. I thought it was a weird place for jimping and the way they did it. But then after a while, I was just like, you know what, man? I was like, this is
Yeah.
good because I don't. It's a decent size, like 7 1/4, 7 1/2, or something, and you can pretty much do anything with this knife. Like, it's not too big, it's not too small. It's just good. I mean, so and it's made in the United States, 100%, and it's also got stonewash pocket clip. I like the stonewash. That's cool. It looks really good. Like I didn't like stonewash all that much until I got this knife, and then I was like, dude, that's sick. I was like, I like it a lot. So I really like the Deca. This would be like if I had to take one knife, I think I might just grab this one because it's a decent size and it's in decent material, and I'm not worried about messing it up or having it just not be sharp or anything. So I like the
Yeah.
Deca.
No,
It's a good
that's
knife.
So when I got my Deca, I liked it. Like I bought it, I believe I tried it in hand and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm getting that." And I liked it. I carried it off and on for a while and then I pulled a ridge and I carried it for like a week or 2 straight, which is not something I do. I'm a daily knife changer. I carried it for like a week or 2 straight, fell in love with the thing. Like
That's
there's
great.
there's something about the way it fits in hand where it went from like, "Oh yeah, I like this knife" to like, "Oh my gosh, that knife is
I mean,
literally
I'm
incredible."
carrying this now. This is the one they sent me, the SRM, the
Yeah,
255 LGK. This knife is ridiculous because it's super thin, and that blade shape it's a drop point, but it's super belly. So this is like slicey for like this is
slicey and
it just
dicey.
reminds me of like a food knife or something. And the action for like this knife is like $72, but they sent it. I didn't pay for this. You know what I mean? They sent it to me, and they don't sell from their website. They only sell through dealers. So if you get it up from like AtlanticKnife.com, you're gonna pay like $57. It's 10 CR too, so that's VG10.
And that's a knife you never would have purchased, right? Like you would
Well,
never
I
buy
have
a
an
SRM.
SRM knife. I think that SRM's putting out good prices because for this as 10 CR, it's a Chinese equivalent to VG10. It's like 59 to 61 HRC, and VG10 is awesome and it's easy to sharpen. This is cobalt. So for $57 at a dealer, that's worth it. Like most of their knives are at that price range. I mean, and it's an import, and this lock is an able lock. It's got that.
That's freaking
So
awesome.
this has got this ambi clip that you can just pinch and take the clip off and switch it over. There's
That's cool.
no tools involved. You can just clip it and take it right out like that if you wanted to. So, and it's a crossbar lock that works good. So I'm just
Yes.
carrying this for like 3 4 days to see what's up. But I like it. It's good.
So Kathleen, by far her most carried is the SAK Companion. Dude,
Okay.
that is the truth. If you're carrying a Swiss Army knife, even if you have two, three, four, one, whatever other knives, the Swiss Army knife is going to get so much use.
Mhm.
What's up, Aaron?
Hey,
What's
native.
up,
What's up?
Douglas?
Native.
What's up,
Wow, man.
Native?
Man, Sean.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
this is very nice. It feels.
so knives are dangerous when they're dull, 100%, because you're using so much force behind it to do something. If you have a sharp knife, it's normally significantly safer than a dull knife. And honestly, use common sense when you're using a knife and you'll be ready to rock and roll.
You know what? I read this article one time on it was actually on like firearm violence. It was on gun violence. I was trying to study up on this stuff because everybody's guns, and I was just doing research on how much actually happens with gun violence. The majority of people there's more people that are afraid of knives than there are of guns because everybody's been cut and they know what it feels like to be cut. Not everybody's been shot. So more people are
Dude,
afraid of knives than they are of guns.
that's wild. I mean, it
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. Because everybody's cut themselves, in your kitchen, or even if you don't eat EDC, you got to cook. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And I sharpen knives. I
Knives,
cut myself on
scissors.
kitchen knives. It was bad. Like I cut myself with a razor one time, like really bad. Just a box cutter. I was cutting open
Yeah,
my new toolbox, and I just went wow right across my thumb, and I was like, "That sucks."
yeah.
So, yep.
Box cutters ain't no joke.
Nah. So I got a bunch of. I got a Spidey scar too.
Everybody, the spider bite. That's what I call those.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, knife number 3 for me, not in any particular order, but this is the Mini 940, by Benchmade. This is the SHOT Show edition, and I freaking love this knife, and, like, I fell in love with it immediately. Like, I got this knife and the color, like, you can see the red liners on the inside. Literally fell in love with this knife immediately, and I've had the, standard, Benchmade 940 for probably 10 to 12 years, and so I already knew I liked it, I just never held a mini or had a red bladed, red lined knife.
That's cool.
And for me, it's 100% aesthetics with the action, with the quality, like, this is it hits all the things for me right here, and I freaking love, love, love this knife. Like, I'm disappointed this was not released in the full size version,
Yeah.
but it's great. I do have on the smaller side of hands, so it is a full four-finger grip for me. It fits well, it looks well, it cuts well, it's just awesome, and it's ugly because 'cause I've been using it. You see the gunk on it?
You know how you get it off? Alcohol, rubbing alcohol. I used to work. Kathleen said that she saved a day with knife. Yeah, I like. You know what? You
Yes.
always do. So yeah, I used to work at a warehouse, and there was this old guy. He used to work in a hardware store, and it was like 10 years ago. And I said to him, "What?" He was using knives, cut open boxes, and I had a box cutter. He had a knife. I was like, "What kind of knife is that?" It's like it's a Benchmade bug out. I was like, "Dude, you're cutting open boxes with a bug out?" And he goes, "Yeah, I don't care. It's go home. You take, rubbing alcohol, cleans all the tape and everything right off." So that's why my knives always look like they're clean, not because I'm not using them, because I always clean them at
Rubbing
the end of the day.
alcohol.
Yeah, I buy
That's
this
awesome.
thing of rubbing alcohol from Walmart. It's like a half a gallon of rubbing alcohol, and I just pour it on a rag and I clean my knives off when I'm done. So so
I need to start doing that little nightly routine. Alright, so those are our 3 favorite knives, but we love knives, so we got 2 more for you. So what is your honorable mention? What just missed the cut?
This is an honorable mention, but I don't really know why. Just only because I like those knives better. I mean, this is probably, if I could have my top five, this would be in my top five. It's a Spyderco Para 3 lightweight.
Yeah.
I love these pocket clips. Wire clips are fantastic. I love them. They're like everybody. Oh, I hate them because they're cheap, man. They work. Like they absolutely work 100%. They're not fancy. They don't look great, but you know what? Whatever. They work. I like the compression lock. It's fidgety. I mean, it's good. It's carpenter steel, similar to VG10. Again, almost every, like, I got all the steel. It's very close to my favorite steel. This is better, but still really
VG10.
similar. It's really similar to it. Um, this is just, I think this is just a good knife. It's made in the United States too. I got a discount. No, I didn't. I got this on sale. It was 134 or something like that for this. So it's just a good knife. This is the one that I dropped. I was at the house when I first got it, and I had the Deca, and I had this, and I was doing this, open and closing, open and closing, open and closing, and then I closed it, and then I grabbed this one and I dropped it and it stuck in my leg. It went right into my shin, and I was like,
Dude,
I have a scar from that. That's what I call my Spidey scar. It like went down
that's
in and it stuck there, and
insane.
I was like, oh shit. I pulled it out. And the funny thing was, a couple days before, my son cut himself really bad with a knife, and I was yelling at him for it, playing with knives. And then all of a sudden, I drop a friggin' knife into my leg.
That's awesome.
Whatever.
Don't
So,
play with knives.
hey, this is very pokey pokey stabby stabby. So, but it's utilitarian. I mean, it's got the 50-50, so you can put your finger here because there's a ricasso there. If there's not a ricasso, I tell people to never put your finger up there on the blade.
Yeah,
Finger trails don't exist. There's no such thing.
they do not.
Like
No.
this has it, so your finger is protected, and then it's got the jimping, so you can get a good grip on it. If you need to choke up, you really can because of that. So, and Spyderco knives, the factory edge is ridiculous, so you got to be careful. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Seriously, before you stab yourself in the leg. And the bidirectional texturing that they have on here. This isn't as aggressive as like the Delicacy, but this one's still good.
Yeah.
But I like this knife. This is a good knife. This would be not an honorable mention. I just like those a lot more.
Yeah, no, I couldn't decide between the Para 2 and the PM3, and so I actually left both off because that would've been my last 2 spots, but they really are incredible. Spyderco
Okay.
knows exactly what they're doing. So what do you look for in a knife? Rich has a list, like, he likes a certain size, you like,
Yeah.
certain steels.
Certain size, certain steel, certain grind, certain company. Like, so, like, you know what I mean? So, like, I mean, steels is kind of whatever. I guess you could, if you're, it depends on the price range too. Like, I like VG10 or VG10 like steels, like Carpenter CT1 B, CTS BD1N. 10CR isn't bad actually for the Chinese equivalent of VG10. I like VG10, Bowler N690. They're all decent steels with decent hardness and edge retention, but they can still be sharpened super easy. Um, and I like flat grinds, full flat grinds. Um, and I try to get an American made company if I'm buying it myself. You know what I mean? Like even the fixed blade that I got's a full flat grind. Like, you know, because honestly, the most cutting I'm doing is with food. Like seriously, like
Yeah.
if I'm like not that I'm out camping, but we do go away and we go glamping. So like my wife made an EDC bag. She made an EDC kitchen bag that's got like a it's got an Ontario 5.500 in it. She wanted one, so it's got a 5.5 butcher knife in it,
Nice.
a whole bunch of other stuff, chef knife, pot holders, tongs. It's awesome because when you go to condos or houses, they have crappy like knives. And I bring my own
Yeah.
stone, so I'm like always, hey, where are you going, Florida, to sharpen these knives? And I go down there and I'm sharpening. The next group of people behind us has got it made because I sharpen them up. But yeah. So I got a bunch of different stuff. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
What do you
I
want?
think I
Like,
think there's a lot of, I don't know. There are probably some knife people who are like, "I want this kinda knife and that's it." I like a knife and, I prefer not China made, but that
right.
is, it's hard to do. And I definitely want something that is piercy. What was the shape of that dumb donut knife I sent you?
Oh,
What
that
would you
was
call that?
terrible. It had too much belly. I don't know what that was. It was
Yeah.
kind of a drop point, but it was just it was
It was
there
like
was too much.
it was like it's like
That's a drop
this.
point. That's a drop
But
point. But
if you took the curve and brought the curve down at the front, like, there
right.
was no pokiness of it. It was like, just extend the curve out about, like, to where the point is. It had no point on it.
So
It
you know who
was
makes knives
dumb.
like you know who makes knives like that? Wesson, the almond. If you look up the almond, I was looking at that knife the other day and I was like, man, that doesn't look like you cut anything with that knife. I was just too
No.
much. The belly goes all the way up to the point, and then you have your back that's drop pointing, and like this one is a modified drop point, but it's still pokey. Like, you know what I
Yep.
mean? You can see they
Yep.
swedged it off and then they dropped it. Right here, it's dropped down, but it's still stabby. I can still stab stuff with that, even though it has a lot of belly. But that one, that
Nah,
donut knife, that was just
that
I
was
couldn't.
dumb.
Yeah,
I've
it was an olive
never
grind. That
used a
was good.
knife that you couldn't pierce tape to cut it. Because to cut tape,
Yep.
you're not, like, just rubbing across it, you're actually, like, puncturing and then going across. You have to have a puncture point. You have to have a point that's gonna get into the tape to slice open. That thing would not slice. Like, maybe
Pokiest
you
knife
could cut
ever.
food with it. Yeah, maybe you could cut food with it like this, but you were not puncturing at all. No, a
I the,
Spyderco's will
the Finch,
they're
that when I had the Finch model 1929, I love that knife. I love the way it looks. It's a traditional, modern traditional, but that blade shape sucks too. It's too much belly. I couldn't even cut
yeah.
cord with it. The other day I was trying to cut micro cord and it would not cut micro cord. And it wasn't that it wasn't sharp. I was shaving hair off my arm with it because I shaved it. It was just not. I sharpened it. I mean, it just won't. It's 154 cm, so it sharpens pretty easy. 440C is 154 cm, and I don't know, man. Just if there's too much belly on a knife, it ain't cutting nothing. It's just weird.
Yeah.
And it's not
So
utilitarian either because you can't get into anything. You can't like open
no,
boxes with it. You can't like do anything. Like you
no.
got to have some kind of a point on it. I mean, Spyderco is like serious about that. They got that point. It's crazy. But even this, as a traditional knife, has a point. Like this is a sodbuster, drop point, spear point type. You know what I mean? And I can get into stuff with that too. Like too much belly
That
is
has a
weird.
nice point.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
That is similar to this one, right? Because it's got the point, it comes out, but then it comes down again.
it comes
Like,
down. Yeah.
right. So, and
Yeah,
Wow.
this one's a little more pronounced than that. It comes
Yeah.
down
Oh yeah.
pretty
Definitely.
good.
That's more like a reverse tanto at the tip. Yep.
Yes. But yeah, pointy. All right, so
Your
uh
turn.
s- my next option, my first honorable mention, is classic SD, the standard Victorinox. It's a classic for a reason. You get your blade on it, and it's not big, but it's always sharp because you're not using it. Get a little nail file with a driver on the end. You get my beloved scissors. I love scissors on something.
I
And
think the
then you get
SD
your
scissors are
toothpick
better than
and
the big ones.
tweezers.
I like the
They
SD
are.
scissors. I like the big ones are fine and they're great. But when you're like cutting your nails or something, those big ones are kind of like taking too much off and then you're bleeding. Like
Yeah,
it's like those little ones are
no,
great.
that's they are precise, extremely precise.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, it's a classic for a reason. You drop this in your pocket, it disappears, clip it onto your keychain, like whatever. But you can have these everywhere and always have one ready to go. So the standard Victorinox had to get a place in my list.
There you
All
go.
right, so final knife, Rich, what you got?
This is the one I got from you. This is the giant mouse, Ace Nimbus.
Yes.
And I like this knife. The only reason it gets an honorable mention is because I suck at thumb holes and I have to open it two-handed. So otherwise, if it was like a crossbar lock or something, I would be like, "Yeah, this is awesome." It's a full flat grind. Also, it's got the jimping here for your index finger. It's sick. I mean, it's my card. I like my card too, and it has my wire pocket clip, and its liner locks are good. It's not fidgety at all. I mean, I can get it to
Yeah.
open, but it's hit and miss, 50-50. But I just open it two handed anyway, so I don't really care. And it's made in Maniago, so Voxnas and that other guy, I can't remember, Anzo. So yeah, but it's Elmax steel, so Elmax is you know kind of almost like a carbon steel. It's not, it's stainless, but it performs like carbon. So, and I like carbon steel. So I've been using it. My card has already taken like a patina like crazy. Like
Yes,
it's
it has. That's
crazy.
awesome.
But yeah, this is like I paid 120 from you, but this is like $185 knife. Like you know what I mean? So
It's a good
definitely,
one.
like yeah,
What's
sir.
up, me with knives?
Me with knives. What's up? Um. So yeah, this is I like it. It is a good
So
knife.
my last one is actually something you can't find. This is the well, you can find the knife. You can't find this color, but that's a red Civivi Vision, and I put this in because of this right here. This is the only knife I have that has the little back bar lock,
Oh
which I
yeah,
freaking love. I
Demco,
think
right? The shark lock.
Demco, the shark lock. Yep,
Yeah.
that was kind of where it all began, and then
Oh, is that the one I
Civivi
told
and
you
we.
about? Is that the one I
Yes,
thought? Yeah, all right, I remember. That was a while ago. That was
the
like last year.
that's
You've had that for a
the
while.
one that I was gonna buy the AD Shark, and it's overpriced. Like if
Okay.
you or the AD 20.5,
It's a China
it's
knife anyway. It's also made in
yeah,
China. So
it's a China knife. It's like $200, 175 bucks, $200, and the steel you're getting, like you are super overpaying. And yeah, the Vision FG. And so when I got this, or when I got this one, I was like, Rich, you got to talk me out because I'm going to spend way too much money on crap. And so he and I both started looking around to find something similar, and somehow I came across this one. And you can get this is the ivory handle with the
Damascus.
blade that has the design on it. Yeah, I guess it's Damascus.
It's 9CR. Usually
I don't know.
Civivi makes 9CR Damascus.
Yeah. I'll see if it's written. Designed by Snex. But so they have a standard version that's not got the special blade, and I think it's got G10 or micarta handles. It's around 50 or 60 bucks. This one was 100, and I took the scales off and dyed them red. So this is a one of a kind knife unless someone else has dyed their scales. But I as you could tell, it's extremely fidgety. So this is not my favorite knife, but the fidget factor alone got it on my list because it's fun. It is definitely a full-size knife, full size for even people with larger hands than mine, and it's just fun, it's fast, it's cool looking, and it's unique because I literally made it. Um, let's see what we got. So Demco makes their lock, uh, in Taiwan or America, so that'll be
Taiwan.
interesting to look
The
up.
better China. Like whatever.
Let's see.
Yeah, that I know Civivi. When I used to buy Civivis, they were into the 9 CR. 9 CR is not bad. It's 440C. Just the same as 154 CM. It's whatever.
I'm looking to see if they did write the steel on here somewhere, because yeah, where you would expect to find it, it's close to the handle, and all they've put on here is who it was designed by. There is I'll have to look it up, or you can check it out on Amazon, but it's the,
Magna Cut. Yeah, they put it right there on the back.
is that your, Deca?
Yeah, CPM Magna Cut.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, Spyderco is pretty good about it too. So there's like they put it right down here on where it says Carpenter Steel CTS.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah. They want you to know.
yeah.
Benchmade, S90V.
What about the giant mouse is right on there. The LMAX. They're like, we're not playing.
Cryo D2. Yeah, everybody lets you know where theirs are. I wonder
Yeah,
if
yeah.
this one doesn't have it because of the design on it, if that's
This
why it wasn't put on there.
this doesn't have it either, but this is a budget knife, so but whatever. I know it's 10
They don't
CR.
want you to know.
It's cool. It's all right. It's a decent
So
shape. I mean, whatever.
we do not do cutting tests. I think I have cut paper once or twice on my channel, and that is it, and Rich refuses to do
I
cutting
actually
tests.
Ned Foss reached out to me, and I was like, "Listen, first of all, bro, I ain't cutting no paper with my knife. It ain't happening ever. If you don't like it, keep your knife. I don't really care." And they never talked to me again. I was like, "This is the stupidest thing in the world, man. Cutting paper. Like I can cut paper with a dull knife. Like you know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like yeah, it's sharp. You can shave hair off your arm. That's better than cutting paper.
Yeah, seriously. I actually did not include the Azula or Azula 2 because I thought you would. So that would have been a knife had we talked beforehand that I would have included. I really, really like the
Yeah.
Azula. And at camping this weekend, I was at Georgia Bushcraft, their spring camp out,
Oh yeah,
and
that's right. That's cool.
there it was really freaking awesome, and I was at a tent that had an assortment of knives, and they had Essie knives, and I bought the SC3, and a guy comes in and is looking at knives, and he's an older gentleman, and he's like, "Oh, you picked a good knife there. I hear they have a lifetime warranty. Just
Oh
send
yeah.
it back in and they'll fix it or replace it." And he's talking for a minute. I'm like, "Oh yeah. Yeah, no, that's one of the reasons I like their stuff is a lifetime warranty, and, I've got 2 or 3 and absolutely love them." And he asked what I have, and we're talking for a minute, and then the guy running the tent's like, "You don't know who you're talking to," and I was like, "Never met him before." Like, no, but he's cool. He's like, he creates knives for Essie, and I wish I could remember his name, but he's a knife designer at Essie and apparently well known.
Oh
So,
okay.
that was pretty cool.
It's not Randall or um uh so it's Randall Knives and damn, it's Rat. I forget it's Randall.
Oh,
I don't know the other guy's name. There's
uh,
two of them.
it's not Ontario Knives, is it?
No, Ontario.
Randall?
No, they made Rat for Ontario actually, but
Okay.
then they stopped and they made Essie, and they make certain Essie. Their budget line is through BRK, right? The Avispa and the Zancudo. Um,
Yep.
those are Taiwan. Those are Taiwan knives, actually.
They had a, fixed blade Zancudo there. I've had a
Oh,
Zancudo folder for probably 20 years, and they had the, fixed blade, which I'd never seen.
there you go. That's pretty good.
But
Yeah, I
I'll have
got that. I bought this that fixed blade. This fixed blade. And I like it. This is good. I mean,
that's what I was gonna say. I need to check specs on my SC3 versus that. They might be pretty comparable.
this is 7.5 the blade. I got. Hold on for a second. Let's see if I got a. I think I got a ruler. Like right, I do. Here's a ruler. Um, so it's 7 3/4 overall, and it's about a 3.5 inch blade. So
Okay. Yeah, I'll
yeah.
definitely check that out. Randall Adventure Training.
Oh, this one is
Oh, no.
oh no, yeah, Rat, yeah.
Yeah.
Randall Adventure Training. No, this is very good knife company. So they are everywhere. He's got a YouTube, he's got an Instagram, he's got a Facebook, he's got the YouTube videos are all on there about making the knives too. So it's good, solid. Yeah. I just like it because he made it from scratch, like from a friggin' piece of metal this big. Like, you know what
That's
I mean? So,
insane.
that's
That's
pretty cool.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So, what do y'all want to see next week? We like talking gear, and it gets us on random conversations. So, let us know what you want to see. Um, Flashlights, kits,
Of course.
multi tools. Like, let us know what you want to see, and we will do that next week. And if not, we will come up with an idea right before we start,
Methods.
which is cool too. Flashlights. Yeah, we could do a couple like top 3 flashlights or something like that. Or maybe like, what's your favorite keychain light? What's your favorite pocket light? What's your favorite, like, I'm going outdoors at night light? So we can figure out something with that.
Yeah.
I
That's
think we know what our favorite EDC light is.
well, I got the same one. You got the same one
Yeah,
today?
the Mini X3.
You got it. Yeah. Actually, I wasn't carrying this. I was carrying the FC11, but it wouldn't fit in this pouch. So I took this out and I was using this one. But I like this one. This one's good.
Dude,
Um,
the Mini X3, out the front light, an end flashlight, like a spot, like a spot and a thrower, and then you've got the laser and a UV light. Like, what the heck?
oh, headlamps. I got the Wuben E7 and Brightnight just reached out to me. They said they want to send me a headlamp, actually. Um,
That's cool.
so I I don't really use headlamps. I don't use it as a headlamp, but that E7 is sick because you can put an extender on it and make it into an 1860 650. When it comes as an 18350. But they send you the battery. They did well to me. They did, and then I can just put the extender on, put an 18650 in there, and double the life. So that's pretty sick
So you've got a larger flashlight
with a better
and
runtime.
more runtime. Yeah.
I don't know what this battery is. It's another mystery. So whatever, dude.
Oh yeah. Thank you. Flood versus thrower.
Oh yeah, flood on the back, throw on the
Yep.
front.
Thrower on the front. Yep.
It's got a green laser and it has a UV light, which I was using last night because my kids were everything was lighting up white, so they were like pretty amazed by it.
Dude, Rich has stories for days.
About nine
Stories for days.
kitchen knives.
Small pocket carry. I like Kathleen's idea there with small pocket carry because small pocket carry could qualify as what fits in your fifth pocket because that is the size of girl pockets. So
Yeah,
if we
small
did
pocket. I have
come up
pockets
with
too.
a whole EDC that each item doesn't have to fit in your fifth pocket together, but each item has to be able to fit in your fifth pocket. I say let's go with that next week if you're down.
That's cool. I got a bunch of
So
little.
you've got a week to come up with flashlight, knife, multi-tool, or SAK, whatever you want. Pen, if you want to include it, notepad, like whatever you want to include, any items that qualifies EDC for you, but they have to fit individually in the fifth pocket.
There you go.
And
Pocket sword.
for me, that's
I don't.
everything.
I don't think I have a pocket sword. I don't have any big pocket knives. I don't like big knives, so I only like this one. 7.5 is big, actually. Usually I only go to 7.25, but this is a fixed blade, so sweet. That's why I like it so much because it's not that big. It's still a fixed blade, and it's not like 10 inches long. Like, you know what I mean?
But
Although
there
I
are
do
like no
carry.
task you couldn't accomplish.
What's that?
I was
Um,
saying there are no tasks you couldn't accomplish with your fixed blade.
oh no,
The
it's. I mean,
very good knife company.
yeah, it's good. I had or the Essie Azula too. That's much smaller. Like I used that when I was out at a restaurant because they gave me one of those stupid, dumb serrated blades. I used that. Like so many times. Like I was at a wedding one time, and there was me and everybody that I knew were all at a table, and my wife was next to me, and I ordered the prime rib, and they came out with a stupid serrated knife, and I had my Gerber. Um, I had the Gerber Freeman, and I was like, I can't use this, so I pulled my knife out of my belt sheath, and I was cutting it. And my wife was like, "Are you using your pocket knife, bro?" I was like, "Yes." And then I looked over, and like everybody else was too. Like a bunch of other
That's
people started doing
awesome.
it. I was like, "That's pretty sick, dude." So that's cool.
Even at a wedding,
They do suck.
restaurant steak knives
I was at the
suck.
99. We don't the 99's only like in the Northeast, mostly Massachusetts. It's like an Applebee's. It's like a chain store. And I actually was there for my wife's birthday, and I got a New York like a strip steak, and that knife sucked. And I was using the Azula too. I pulled that out and used that instead.
Native man, have a good one.
All right,
Thank
man.
you
Have a
for
good one.
joining
Yeah, yeah.
us.
Oh yeah, tea time. Cool, sweet. The minimalist. I love
Yeah.
minimalism. Um, the minimalist. I don't have a
I
minimalist.
I think she might be talking about a CRKT. Is that the
Yeah, yeah,
CRKT knife? Yeah.
yeah. But I like minimalism in general, smaller. I have a
Yes.
bunch of smaller. I do have a bunch of smaller knives, little tiny flashlights and stuff like that. So
I
that's a good
picked up
idea.
a, uh I picked up a ton of cool, gear this weekend, and, one of the things I got is a belt pouch, surprise, but it's, like it's small. Like, you know, I wear the alpaca gear, the Metro pouch? You have one. This
Yeah,
thing is, like, half the size of that maybe, so I'm
okay.
gonna be intrigued on what I can fit
I
in
actually
there.
used the Metro pouch at work. I filled it with Boo Boo Kit stuff. I have two X. I gave one to my
Yes.
daughter though. So here it is. I got it, and I made it into a. There's gloves in there. I got a bunch of stuff. There's trauma pads and scissors and
That's
tooth white.
awesome.
So yeah, and I put three pairs of gloves in the top of it. It's actually pretty good. I got medications, so I didn't know what to do with it. I gave one to my daughter because I'm like, I don't need two. I kept the green one. And then on the outside, it's really easy. So I have like one random medication from the dollar 25 tray that I put in here, in case somebody needs like an adult, and then a whole bunch of band aids are in there, so I can just yank the.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so I do use it now. I didn't before though. I was just sitting in my tote.
I like it. All right, Rich. Well, thank you for hanging out with me. I think my husband needs a little help with the kiddos. They're a
Okay.
little rowdy today. But thanks for hanging out with us. We will be back next week. We have two topics ready to go: flashlights and compact EDC. So it'll be
Yeah.
fun. Join us next week, Sunday, 3:30. Dollar-ish tree. They
Dollar.
really do need to
I call
change
it the
their
dollar
name.
25 tree now.
The not Dollar Tree.
Yeah, somebody I was talking to, I said my friend bought those paracords that you got, and I said, "Oh, dude, I saw those," and he goes, "Dude, what were you doing at Dollar Tree?" I was like, "Come on, man, I'm not that elitist." I was like, "It's not that. I go to Dollar Tree." Like seriously.
That's awesome.
All right, have a great weekend, Kathleen.
Awesome. Have a good weekend, everybody. We will see you next time. Same bat channel, same bat station. I don't know,
Yeah, that's
whatever it is.
yep. Without Adam West. You guys see you later.
Yeah. See ya.